Hey everybody, Adam Bowen with your Daily Dose of Today for March 22nd, 2019. How's your today going? Are you making progress towards your goals? Have you started those things? Are you taking inventory of what went well, what went wrong? Put it down in the comments below. I want to hear, share with me, and maybe you give me some inspiration for something to talk about. So much so that I had something planned for today, but that's actually been taken over by something somebody had sent to me. Two monks were walking on a journey. One was an older one, been at the monastery for a while. The other was a younger monk. And they came across a river. And as they're getting ready to come and cross the river, a young lady approached them and said, "Sirs, would you please help me get across?" After just a moment's hesitation, the older monk immediately picked up the young lady, carried her across to the other side, set her down, and began to go on his way. The younger monk was astonished in disbelief. He couldn't believe what had just happened. They had taken a vow to never touch a lady, yet this older monk, who'd been there much longer, had broken his vow. After he got over his disbelief, he crossed the river, caught up with the monk, and he began to contemplate in silence. But after many, many miles, the young monk could no longer take it and spoke to the older monk and said, "I can't believe what happened. We took a vow to never touch to never touch a lady, and yet you carried her across the river." To which the old monk just calmly turned to him and said, "Brother, I set her down immediately once we got to the other side. Why do you still carry her with you now?" And I just think that's so fitting in what we're talking about here in the last couple of days. Look, things can happen to you, and undoubtedly people will use you. It happens to me. Anytime you're successful, right? There's always somebody out there that wants to take your credit or try and bring you down. Or lay you low, or sometimes it's even more hurtful, right? If it's coworkers, it's offensive, but sometimes it's family, right? Sometimes it's people close to us, and they hurt us in some way, and we carry that for a long time, just like that monk in that story, still carrying with us. But look, the best thing we can do is lay those things down. That hurt happened, acknowledge it, but move forward. Why? It's not that you forget, but don't carry the pain with you, because you're allowing them to have more effect over your life and hinder you. Think about an injury that you've had, and think about one that lingers with you and the things you want to do in life. Maybe it was a sports injury or something like that. What happens? As long as you have that pain, you're limited. It stops you from doing things you'd want to do. Maybe you don't play basketball anymore, or you don't run anymore, these things. And why? It's because of that pain that's still with you. But what can actually happen? But if you actually work through that pain, through physical therapy, and stick with it, do all the stretching and things that you're supposed to, what can happen? You can actually get full functionality restored. But what happens too much in our lives mentally and emotionally is that we won't go through the exercise to actually get through and stretch and get past the pain, to eliminate the pain from our life. We'll always have the memory of the injury, but we can work through a majority of the pain. I'm not a licensed counselor or therapist, but if you are in that situation where you have this emotional trauma or mental trauma that you really need some help with, get it. If I'm going through this shoulder recovery on my shoulder surgery there, you know what? It hurts. It really hurts. Sometimes I just want to yell in pain. But as I'm going through the stretching, why? I want to get past that pain, I want to get past that injury, and I want to be able to have full functionality again. I don't want this to limit what I can do the rest of my life. We can't allow these traumatic experiences we have from a mental, emotional, or spiritual perspective to limit our lives. You have the power to take control of your life. So what are you going to do about it today? Start where you are, get some help, set a plan in motion, and execute. This has been your Daily Dose of Today.